Hello, and big thanks to James for the keynote. That was phenomenal. I'm Alex Dean from Snowplow and joined by Brian Leonard from Grouparoo. And we're going to do the introduction section now for the open source data stack. Just a reminder that this QR code, if you scan that, that'll take you through to the Q&A that is happening over on Discord right now. So, okay. So we've all been to a few data events, expos, conferences, and there's a bit of a problem with a lot of them. And so with apologies to shit user story, here's a user story. As a data practitioner, I want to learn about a bewildering array of new technologies, each presented as the one true answer to all my data related problems so that people buy more stuff on the internet. We've all been to those conferences. We didn't want to do another one, so we're going to do something slightly different here. So what are we going to do? We're going to start from the use cases. So first, we've invented a fictitious company that is looking to drive competitive advantage through data. Then we've identified 2 business critical use cases that depend on this data. And then 3, we then show how these use cases can be solved using open source vendors across the modern data stack. So we're taking a use case centric approach. Brian, over to you.
So let's meet our company. We've got not a real company, but it's called Uconn. I made this up because it's my understanding that all great e-commerce companies are named after rivers and mountains. In this case, it's a global e-commerce company looking to use their data to get that advantage that Alex is talking about. They sell a variety of things across various categories. They've got a growing team of data analysts, engineers, analytics engineers, data scientists, all striving to turn that data into a product and give them that advantage. And while you might not work for this fictitious company, I think you'll be familiar with the challenges that they have. Let's talk about, getting real specific about the tools they're using. You probably use something similar in each of these buckets at the very least. They've got a data warehouse. They're using Snowflake. They've got a transactional database where they're storing their users and their purchases in Postgres. They're using Zendesk and Marketo for their support software and email, respectively. And of course, like all great e-commerce companies, they've got ads in everywhere they can put them, specifically in Google and Facebook. And what do they want to do? Well, data can do a lot, but they specifically really are focused on understanding how their business is doing through the metrics that matter to them, using that to drive decisions. And 2, they're looking to enhance the customer experience for Uconn's big spenders. So how can we give the best experience to the people that are driving the most revenue to our company? All right, let's talk about their key metrics. Probably not that different than the ones you have at your company. They're interested in their users and their lifetime value. Who is active? How do they retain them over time? How engaged are they? What sources of getting those users is working and not working? The quality of their experience and their product that they sell, as well as what products are selling most effectively on their site. Let's talk about how they're trying to make those high-value users experience better. First, they want to understand who they are using this data. Then they want to enroll them in a rewards program. They want their help desk tickets to be answered more quickly, get the best possible experience. And then they want to remind them of the offers related through that ad network that I was talking about, that Uconn is great and you should buy more stuff, because that's the goal, of course. To do that, we have some great vendors from the open source data world here today, walking through this pipeline that James talked about. We're getting events from Snowplow. We're getting data in from our transactional database and tools from Meltano. We're transforming that with dbt. We're visualizing it with Superset, and we're syncing that back to those tools, reverse ETL using Grouparoo, coordinating all of it with Dagster.
Thanks, Brian. And so yes, building on that open source diagram of different tools, each of our speakers today will explain how Uconn uses their specific open source tool to meet their goals. And so we've got the schedule up on this slide. We've also got the schedule up on the website. Check out all of these talks. They're all great, and they'll help explain how a company like Uconn uses all these tools to drive their business forwards. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. Look forward to a great conference.